Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. I am joined with Rylan, who we're going to be doing a little interview with. But before we jump into that, I've just got to give a quick shout out to our sponsors on today's video, Advantage Sports, who are a family-owned combat store with huge savings online at the moment. The link below can be found in the description below, and they currently have 40% off on their twin special boxing gloves. So go check it out. Check out the website. Some great boxing deals going on there. Rylan, firstly, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm brilliant. Not too bad at all. Well, we're obviously going to talk a little bit about how 2021 ended, and then also talk about, more importantly, what's next to go into 2022. Obviously, 2021 didn't quite finish how you perhaps wanted to, but it has to be said, sometimes in defeat you can learn more from that than what can be said in victories. Do you feel like that was the case?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be difficult. Someone like the Luke Willis, my last fight, he's going to be trouble for anyone. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
run like that and on your feet the whole time. He'll make the best boxer look average, kind of thing. So it was just it's frustrating because his styles make fights, and
Agreed.
my style and his style, they don't gel very well, kind of thing. Like, and I can't stand people that run, and I like to stand there flat. I'm a flat-footed power puncher, and I just want to have a. He kept saying about, I kept talking about fighting. He kept saying, "Oh, it's not fighting, it's boxing." It's like, yeah, but it's also the entertainment business, and your style isn't that entertaining. I don't think. I think people would much rather see a power puncher like myself than Luke Willis running around. But yeah, it is what it is, and I suppose I've learned some stuff from fighting him. But yeah, I won't be stepping in with a southpaw runner for a while, I think.
No, definitely, and I think it's suppose one of them, isn't it? If you do get put in with someone of that style again, I suppose maybe you might just have to not change your way of fighting, but maybe just come out with a bit more of a get the job done, and then as you say, then land one.
I think that what I could have done is more of him. I tried to box a little bit with him, and I've never been. I can box, but I'm a better fighter and I'm a better
Yeah,
brawler. I'm better at getting on top of people, roughing them up, and then not letting them out. And I mean, only just if I'd have gone in as well as I did in the 10th round, if I'd gone in like that on the 8th round, it may be in a different story. I needed to just be a hell of a lot faster and just proper stick on top of him. Like the 10th round, I knew I was down on the points. So I thought, I've got to get him out of here. And I really went for it. And I just wish I'd done that a bit earlier on. But yeah, hindsight is a great thing. But yeah, I've learned some stuff from it. But yeah.
yeah, definitely, for sure. And as you say, though, the thing is, like, no disrespect to him, but of course, like, the start, a fighter is always going to be what people want to see. I mean, there's a reason that, for example, Derek Chisora continues to sell out shows, because, you're paying for an absolute brawl, like, and that's what you're going to get with him. And I think from a boxing perspective, yes, there is different styles, but I think everyone would much prefer to see the fighter rather than someone that's probably going to move about a bit.
Yeah, you've got to be an entertainer. And yes, Luke Willis, good boxer,
Yes,
and
definitely.
just it's more about entertaining people these days, and it's boring. I mean, I know there is the art of boxing. You can watch him have like a 12-round fight of just jabbing someone's head off, but we want to be taking people's heads off. We want to be knocking people out, and that's my style, and that's my preference, is my sort of style of fighter. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, like 2021, we saw you in, I guess, a couple of different weight classes. What is going to be your go-to going into 2022?
So I definitely want to stick at lightweight, because getting down to lightweight for Luke Willis, I found it quite easy. Like, I didn't struggle too much to get down to the weight. I'm nowhere near a welterweight. Like, fighting at the welterweight when I fought Marku was just a ridiculous weight. He was twice the size of me when we was in there, and you feel the power. I mean, he broke my orbital socket in like the 3rd round. He broke my cheekbone, broke the side of the bridge of my nose. Our bones were broken everywhere. And I mean, there's weight classes there. Like, if I was a bigger guy, I would have been able to sustain his power a bit more. But Yeah, I'll stick at lightweight, 100%.
No, for sure. And of course, moving on, you've of course got a fight coming up in March. It's in your hometown in Norwich, is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm going to take a few fights on like small hall shows, get some nice fights. Maybe not as tough fights as because I have had my last 3 fights have been all undefeated opponents and they've all been tough fights. So I'm going to sort of take a step back to the small hall and just get almost like a confidence booster in a way. Like get a couple of wins, few bit of confidence booster, and then go back onto the big stage, coming back on the big stage with a couple of wins under my belt, and then push on from there.
No, definitely. And of course, for anyone wanting to buy tickets, where could they find those?
Just me on my social media, get involved, Rylan Charlton, and just send me a message. And tickets aren't on sale yet, but once they are, I'll be posting it all over my social media.
Brilliant, guys! Make sure to we'll also drop the socials in the description as well. So make sure to go and give Rylan a follow as well. And I suppose it's kind of covered my next question, but that was going to be the stance at the moment with Matchroom. I think you've kind of touched on that, but the idea at the moment is going to be go to some smaller hall shows, build up the confidence. But I'm guessing at some point in 2022, the hope is to end up back on a Matchroom show. I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm still under contract with Matchroom. We've got 1 fight left on the contract. So they've even suggested to go onto small hall shows to get a couple of easy wins. So I'm going to do exactly that, build myself up again. And then hopefully summertime maybe or to the end of the year, I'll be back on a Matchroom card for sure.
No, brilliant. And, obviously you've touched on us obviously fighting at lightweight as well. With these smaller hall shows, is there anything that you want to kind of experiment with? Have you got any aims that you want to come away with? I'm sure, as you said, just building up the confidence, getting a couple of wins. But is there anything, I suppose, you want to try differently in those shows and the type of fighter that you want to put yourself up against as well?
I feel like now I will be going in with a totally different head. Like I've got, in a way, I've kind of got nothing to lose. So I'm going in there giving 0 fucks. So I'm going to go straight in there and I'm just going to do what I do best. And that is just rough people up and try and get them out of there. And I'm not going to bother trying to box precisely, doing everything this and that. That's not me. It's not my style. My style is flat-footed, power puncher. And I'm going to stick with that. I'm just going to be even more ferocious.
Yeah, maybe as you said in that 10th round, you in your last fight, you touched on that. Maybe going out on that a bit earlier and hopefully seeing a few KOs as well.
Yeah, for sure, they're definitely coming.
And by the sounds of it, you've got a pretty busy 2022 planned. Have you got an aim about how many fights you want to get in, and is it just fight as much as possible after obviously COVID? I guess put a stop really to pretty much everyone's career, didn't they? It really didn't matter at what level you were at. I think everyone, from a boxing perspective, their careers were kind of paused with COVID. So is the plan now just to get out many fights as you can?
Pretty much, yeah. Just I want to, get as much sort of ring craft as possible. And like once you keep getting in there and keep fighting, when you come to doing a big show, you kind of used to it. You don't have to get used to the adrenaline because you've had 3 or 4. I wouldn't mind having about. I would love to go back to. I mean, one as an amateur, one year I had about. I think it was 12 fights a year. I mean, that's a hell of a lot, but I would love to get as many in as possible. So this year, I'm hoping for about 4. I'd say I would like to get 4 fights in this year. But yeah, we'll just see where the first 2 or the first one goes. Anyway, see how that goes, and then we'll go from there.
No, of course, and that's on the 11th of March, isn't it? Has the opponent been confirmed or anything like that yet?
No, it hasn't. No, that's probably going to be another thing that's going to be quite hard to get because I always struggled to pin down opponents on the small hall shows. Hence why I had to take the risk and going up to the welterweight on the big shows because it's the only way I could kind of get a fight. But yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get something. Now I've lost my last 2. Hopefully people will be like, yeah, I'll fight him. So yeah, hopefully me losing that last 2 might get me a nice journeyman, nice easy journeyman.
Well, I suppose people might have a bit of a, as you say, because you've lost the last 2, so someone might fancy the chances, which will be brilliant news for you because it'll put on one hell of a show. And, as you said before, just help you to build that confidence back up before going into a possible larger Matchroom show in the second half of the year.
Yeah, for sure. And there's going to be a lot of people, like, especially journeymen, will be like, yeah, he's lost his last two. I know how to beat him, box him, or even people might try and take me out, and that'd be even better because that's even more when people try to take my head off. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, me having my last two losses might be a blessing.
Well, I'll say this in the kindest way, but hopefully you can find someone that's looking to take your head off, because by
Yeah,
the sounds of it, that's the kind of fight you want.
yeah, it is for sure. That's what brings the best out of me for sure.
Yeah, guys, as I said, make sure to follow Rylan on the socials. Also, look out for those tickets that are going to be announced pretty soon, I imagine, with the fight being the 11th of March. That's going to be in Norwich, isn't it? And has the location been confirmed as well?
Yeah, it'll be. I think it's the Halls, which is. I think it's St Andrews. I think I probably may have got that wrong. Either way, it's in a church and it's in Norwich. So yeah, keep your eye out on my socials, and I'll get all the details out there once I know them.
Brilliant, brilliant. Cheers for coming on, Rylan, and all the best for 2022. And let's hopefully 11th of March you can start off with a win.
Yes, 100%. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks all. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well.